Kurumjari, a very good evening. You are watching Primetime English Bulletin on SKTV. And I'm Victoria Rajkumari. Before we begin, let's take a look at the headlines first. Manipur government lifts suspension of broadband services conditionally amid ongoing suspension of mobile data services. Ninth-month pregnant woman fights for life after suffering severe suffocation from tear gas used by security forces during protests held last night. Koki militants set ablaze primary health center and a house near police outpost in Jiribam's Borobekra subdivision. India bloc Manipur criticizes division of hill and valley on internet ban, demands immediate lifting of internet ban. Delhi-based organization demand apology from former DG of Assam Rifles over denial of Koki militants using drone bombing and rocket. Manipur team clinches historic victory after 44 years, winning junior boys title of 63rd Subrata Cup International Football Tournament for third time. With the rise in digital world, we extend our welcome and gratitude to our dearest viewers for supporting the most trusted and first ever OTT platform SKTV in Manipur that can be watched globally. Now to top stories. Manipur state government has announced conditional lifting of suspension of broadband internet services, which was initially imposed to maintain public safety. Suspension of internet services, broadband services, came into effect from 3 p.m. today until 3 p.m. on September 15, 2024. According to an order issued by Commissioner of Home Affairs N. Ashok Kumar, the government has decided to lift the suspension considering the impact at important offices, institutions, cohort of people on work from home basis, chartered accountant firms, lawyers, health facilities, refueling centers, recharging of electricity mobile, booking for LPG, educational institutions, taxation-related offices, other online-based citizen-centric services, etc. Under the new order, broadband services including internet lease line in short ILL and fiber to the home in short FTTH will resume with stringent condition. Subscribers must use static IPs and are prohibited from using Wi-Fi or hotspots. Additionally, they must ensure media access control MAC, address binding, block social media websites and VPNs at the local level, and remove any existing VPN software from their systems. However, the suspension of mobile internet data services remains in place due to concerns over the potential spread of misinformation and mobilization of protests through various electronic platforms. In an unfortunate incident, a 9-month pregnant woman is fighting for life after suffering severe suffocation from tear gas used by security forces during a protest held last night demanding release of arrested students. The woman has been identified as Naurem Ongbi Sanjita, aged 33 years, wife of Naurem Deepak of Naurem Laikai under Sikjumai Police Station. According to General Secretary of Naharol Yaifakol Club, Naurem William, security forces fired tear gas shells at the densely populated area at Pena Kong Lerak of Naurem Laikai Awang around 11 p.m. One of the shells landed at Sanjita's residence, causing her to inhale the toxic smoke.
Mahaki yumga yamna nakna fit manga lapna dana tasalak pa namaram oirakanda hairba maunaha si thama pangi angang sunau puri bani tear gas pokhairakpa amadi masigi phattaba gases myam ama honjin khibana maram oirakanda achouba chei fu mapibana maram oirakanda ngarang ahing makse rims da khoi athu matam da khoi mung manungna pokat pirame adubo laibak thibadi hairiba mauna asi magi fibam asi hena luslakpana maram oirakanda hujik asi ICU da ventilator hapaga mahakna naukoliba pikliba thama pangi angang asiga loinana siba amadi changba anigi langdai da hujik yang kanna laikan nari haiba tare yamna laibak thiba thodoni hospital ge expert singa pau phongna jamatam da atukudi magi survival siam ni me haiba tare masai security forces singi yamna mathong huktaba agitator sing control to bagi suppress to bagi mingda ahing nongyai da hipliba tumliba laikai da yumlakta live bullets tear gas mayam kapsalaga aki akang mayam tholak pise maram oirakanda haiba mauna asigi mapunchi hujik kari oigadona khoi tambangamdre farak pabudi oishinu adubo yamna chances ne me kari gumba masida phatanung da thola abadi aikoi langthawan kendra clubs coordinating committee langthawal kendra mera paibi coordinating committee singjamai to lilong united clubs organization amadi lebaki oiba organization mayam khucham nazaraga laiga ki mathakta aikoi akanba institution chatha jaragani haidana akoi lauthokchari
ai ngarang dara munda bata mana haramini mabo ai mathang ta da tarena aduna ai ja ti nungai te ba mana ngarang nokhi ba masak to ngasi di mahak sigi piwam je oire ba ma ko makaya kya jung cholakini soi cholakini aduna makhoi da khoina numai ka pat lepo bom thajan ba to hairoi kapulao moi pendoi di.
This is the leftover of tear gas shell which were fired by security forces last night, and the house of Naurem Sanjita is just a few feet from here. On my left is the house of Naurem Sanjita. The decision of firing tear gas to the residential areas leads to devastated consequences. This raises the questions of who will held accountable for these heartbreaking events. It is deeply saddening, and the security forces should avoid this kind of actions in the future. And the authority concerns should take the matter seriously and thoroughly investigate in this matter and take it seriously. With camera person Chinkai, this is Sktv'S Primetime reporting for SKTV News, Imphal.
A heavy tussle broke out yesterday between security force and protesters who were trying to storm at the Singjumai police station demanding the unconditional release of the arrested protesters at Kakwa on September 10th. A mass people protested yesterday around 9 p.m. at Kakwa Kaithel from various areas along National Highway 102, demanding to release the arrested individual without any condition. The security force blocked the protesters as they approached through the police station. As the protesters become unstoppable, the Rapid Action Force and the police fired tear gas and smoke bombs along with blank live rounds bullets to disperse the crowd. The protesters also retaliated with catapults and hurling of pebbles. Despite there were no reports of injuries, 6 vehicles of reporters along with 3 cars were vandalized.
Something I am security force in Imphal. Is that going to do? एक बार आप भी हम जब किसी से भी जाता हूँ
高位的数据不大，说过呢，说过能不？
Lu suno ka ko ni.
Ai không gì bỏ tôi phải có đôi thú vị này vào cho nên là thấy
Mo ang protesta na.
ate por eso
si cái chú cái rồi
si cài lên
Cookie Militant Stores Primary Health Center located 150 meters from the Borobekra police outpost around at 12:50 a.m. today, while the Meite house owned by H. Nandakumar, just 30 meters from the health center, was also set ablaze. The arson occurred following an attack on Mongbung Meite village in Jiribam district yesterday at 6 p.m. Fortunately, the villagers and police managed to save the partially burned house. Convener of India Bloc and Secretary of CPI Manipur State Unit, Sktv'S Shanta, has called on relevant authorities to lift internet service ban in the state. He argued that the selective enforcement of ban by dividing hills and valleys will mislead the public. In the press meet held today at Congress Bhavan, BT Road, Shanta expressed his disappointment with the police violent actions, including use of tear gas shells against students who were protesting peacefully, which resulted in injuries to many. He maintained that India Bloc strongly condemned these actions. Shanta also noted that internet service ban has impeded completion of various online tasks. Meanwhile, he urged the concerned groups to stop arson attacks as the residents of Yambem Laba immediately.
International paperless transaction even lying with the hiro the internet never the life of the Waki Sachi Tabuchang 15 boxes in the Masih aku ni jam ni, jadi pembeli atau value ke hilir kai doga masih ada internet ban tu masih jam dah. Jadi visible bah aku ni desain nama ni hai lawan ni government ni. Dan masih hai ke game tahu atau mana masih jam sudah lip tahu kita nak aku jam yang awal masih kotong nama aku tahu dia hai jadi jam yang lah bagi memang tu kapsul kapsul bah. Sih yang mari lepas ni aku सरकार सिदा सही है जना महामसा प्लेस केनो रंगा गुनबदा खुंगे बिदुनी थामरीदा अनि केनो तवे न सिगब म्याम से मसी तो बिदनबा बे तोनी मामदे बगी पोलिटिकल एक्टिविस्ट म्याम द तोको से मसी सेक्शन तो कांगुसिंग से मसी लुजदब थोथोने आइना लौसे
इंटरनेट थिंग बसे फाइली सोई बसी अनाब सिंगा नहासिंग ऑनलाइन द थपक तोबा फॉर्म फिलअप तोबदबा अनौबा वाखल की ममी तमपदा यान हेन बोनरिबा नहासिंग थिबने इंटरनेट कुंबा थिंगसी तवैदे जिके मतंददि हिंगबद फाइदि चावबा खुलाई मोय बसी मीबु कनेक्ट तोहनबा अमग अमग समनहनबा अदुगा मसाना मसा बिजनबगी लंबीदा चौबु मतें पांगिबा नॉलेज ट्रांसफर तोबा अनो वाखल मया पीबसी मसीगी चैलेंजेस हम सरकार सुलाबदि
Delhi Manipuri Society, Nigol's United Progressive Initiative and the Meitei Heritage Society have jointly demanded an apology from Lieutenant General P.C. Nair, former Director General of Assam Rifles, for his recent remarks denying Kuki militants using drone bombings and long-range rocket bombs. The joint press release issued by these three organizations has condemned Nair's comment, stating that Kuki militants did not use such weapons in their attacks against Meiteis. The release criticized that this claim contradicts reports from Kuki Students' Organization Delhi President Paugjakuf Guite, who had confirmed use of these weapons. The organizations expressed concern that Nair's comment is misleading and could further inflame tensions in the already sensitive situation in Manipur. They stressed the importance of accurate public statements from such a high-ranking official and called for Nair to issue a formal apology to prevent further escalation of the crisis. Taragi Jesu chairman Khaidem Mani has criticized the selective internet ban, which shows bias by excluding areas predominantly inhabited by Kuki community. He expressed concern that the indefinite curfew is severely impacting daily wage earners and relief camp residents. Mani highlighted the ongoing violence which has persisted for over 15 months, leading students to protest for regular classes. He stated that Taragi Jesu supports the students' right to protest but condemned the actions of some individuals who are attempting to tarnish the movement with violence. Moreover, Mani stated that the police should register an FIR against former DG of Assam Rifles, PC Nair, for denying reports of Kuki militants using drone bombings.
Government asina kariga mamata haitana tumina leithokpa government na thauna phana mangwanda constitution na scenery ba as per provision of the Constitution of India 7th schedule released to the peri ba adu mapung phana pangthok sagadabne aba adu mathakta mayamda misunderstand tohandana unified command si means adigi loktok te man so loktok pe gare gaina haibisi si aigi logi oiba my understanding dadi Unified Command se Kuldip Kauba amada Chairman du Sinarabasu May Kuntrama to 2023 the Thokpa order sigi matung inna Chief Minister na agent when require Unified Command ki meeting kauba ngami aduga madumana head to gadam habdi mana chair to gadam ne haiba aduna aduga maduda hairi badunati agent when require haibanina thami munuda amumuk ani subim sagacha haibra adu phammo haibani adu mana kauraga di mana head tawne haire mana lit tawne hairabanina Unified Command se mai makada adum leiba pot amana ba adubu karigumba kanda central government na mateng pangna ba hona bada 355 tawreyan hairabasu constitution ki provision matung in state government na phajana smoothly run tawna ba central government na external aggression and internal disturbance ta state to protect to bigadamni haiba kari tawna ba smoothly function tawna ba kari gi makada constitution ki provision ki makada state government se smoothly function to ba ya janna ba central government na ngathok bigadabani
Adhikari Mayum Sharita from Sagolban Sayang Konthosam Laikai clarified her earlier statement she made during a Facebook Live on September 8, asserting that there were no bomb attack at Kautruk on that day. In the press meet held today at Thangjing Hall of Manipur Press Club, Sarita addressed and corrected a viral Facebook video that falsely claimed a deadly drone bombing occurred at Kautruk. Taking the advantage of her clarification, a Facebook page called Wider Decort reposted her video with misleading captions. Sarita also lodged a complaint to the police regarding the Facebook page captions incident.
Kukina fama phangkhudimakta misal kapsalakpa bondroming thadarakpa tawbosigi mipainaraga leingai sida huji ki oina de thadajakte hagi bakhatani haijagi bakhatang sida kampopigi weather decor haiba kangusina aibu yamna lana puhallaga moina aibu khulai oina sizina birakpagi damakta ai isamakna weather decor sida case thengnazarani haibasigi moina aigonda live active torpane aigi hingbagi hakmat panena haijaraga moida huji case ama file tawnaba dem semsajari aduga aina thadade numitugi thadade haibikhi Maktadi, Mayamna, Manipur, Mayamna, give a pump the inner lale, Hana Sengokari, Tadar Kibasidi, Mamanga, Tatan, Tade, Pum, Kaishiki, the Tadar, the Hijagivni, see Hijagita when Mayang give a pump.
Federation of Civil Society Organizations FOX has urged the public to engage in peaceful demonstrations to address their demands. In a recent press release, FOX highlighted the escalating violence perpetrated by the Chin Kukizo terrorists, including drone bombing and short-range rocket attacks, which have resulted in numerous casualties. The statement criticized State Home Department's Security Advisor Kuldeep Singh and Director General of Police DGP for their perceived inaction in response to these attacks. It also condemned the lack of neutrality by the Security Advisor, DGP and Central Forces amid the ongoing crisis, which has now persisted for 16 months. Folks accused these officials of allowing the Chin Kukizo terrorists to freely target Meitei villages. In response, various social groups have protested. calling for the transfer of the Unified Command's leadership to the Chief Minister of Manipur. Fox noted that while some organizations have pursued their own agendas, it delays in addressing the core demands and called for a unified effort among civil society organizations. The Federation also commended the Ministry of Home Affairs for the removal of the 9th and 22nd Assam Rifles, which has been alleged to support the Chin Kuki-zo terrorists. Students of school and colleges in Bishnupur district and Manipuri from various districts gathered at Ka Potsangam public ground today and demonstrate a protest rally towards DC Complex Gate calling for restoration of peace in Manipur. During the protest rally organized by 4 student organizations, the protesters submitted a memorandum to DC Bishnupur Laurembam Bikram. The protesters also burnt the effigies of Prime Minister Narendra Modi, Assam Rifles former DG PC Nair, Home Minister Amit Shah and Security Advisor Kuldeep Singh at Potsangbam Bridge along Tidim Road and proceed towards the DC Bishnupur office. Later, 20 representatives, including students and Manipuri's, met DC of Bishnupur and submitted a memorandum. Speaking to media coordinator of Kokomi Student Front, Sukham Vidyananda, stated that the protest was held to condemn the government's failure to take action against the Kuki militants' attack against Meitei villages. He alleged that the central government had not made efforts to resolve the ongoing crisis, which has persisted for over 15 months. They also shouted various slogans such as "Stop a proxy war of central government," "Go back central security forces," among others.
Sigi Tokleba, Yamnatangu Lita, Pure Masida, India, Langa, Masiba solution of Purana, Mota, Kuki militant sing support of woman, one of Tabuk Toropa, Aduga, Asugumba, Kuki militant singing method action of Hotpagi, Mahota Hen and Mahota support of Withomase, Manipuri Miamna, Mahiru Kunai, Namasiga Yamna, strongest time that Madu Yanindaba, Aduni lady say, on a Hosik lady issue Sida Miami sentiment, Asugamatic Wangi, Loinana, Misale Tegam, the drone bombing the tower of Howada, for innocent security the threat, where they high weapons, Mayam Tamlo Powder, the positive of action. Kuki militant singe mathakta lokota basina masida India ge ba tongan ba koi meitei purup se muthatna ba manu mong ma honare makoi ge tongan ba agenda ma leirabra haibege miyam ge nuai taba wakhalun duni hojik mangda targa leiribe se maramadra masigi akoi ge lamda masigi miyamna aduga hojik chaliba khongsa sigi matungina akoi mahiroi miyamna masigi India ge asum yamna divided policy sanaba India ge proxy war si masi khudakte lepu haibo hom yauri.
Now it's time for a short commercial break. We'll be right back. Keep watching SKTV News. Welcome back. You're watching Primetime English Bulletin on SKTV. Now proceeding with other news. District Health Society Senapati has declared 7 days holiday of Purul Rosary High School in Senapati district due to the outbreak of chickenpox. According to a letter sent by Chief Medical Officer Dr. Sumpi Percy of District Health Society Senapati to Purul Rosary High School, it said that the school has been in high alert since the last month of chickenpox. A total of 21 active cases of the disease have been diagnosed clinically till date. The release further requested the school to close down for 7 days with effect from today to prevent further cases, as the disease is highly transmissible and contagious disease. An employee of SKTV from PCR team, Irom Inausana, also known as Ricky, passed away yesterday around 7:45 p.m. due to complications from his illness. He had been receiving treatment at the hospital in Basan Kunj, Delhi. Ricky was 42 years old and is survived by his wife and an 8-year-old daughter. He was the youngest son of Irom Sham Kishore and Irom Kunjesori of Tera Tongbam Maninglaikai. The staff of SKTV gathered at the office of Sangai Paro Mamanglaikai to pay respects and condole the bereaved family members. A 2-minute silence was also observed and also shared the sorrow of the bereaved family. Despite the tragic loss of his mother, Ngangbam Surbala, who was killed by Kuki terrorists in the air bombings and gunfire at Koktruk Chinglaikai in Imphal West District, he is resolved to honor her legacy by achieving success. In an SKTV interview with Ngangbam Surbala's husband, Ngangbam Ingo, and her children, Ingo tearfully reminisces about his late wife. Ngangbam Surbala's elder son is now pursuing in class 9 while her daughter is pursuing in class 4. Despite her daughter was also sustained bullet injury to her hand, she is still practicing to develop her writing. Speaking to our journalist, Ngangbam Ingo asserted that the ongoing crisis will persist until there is no collaboration between state and central forces. Although the state forces have urged the central forces to defend the villages by themselves, the central forces denied their proposed and insisted on handling the situation directly. Nonetheless, they remained as silent spectators to the Kuki militants' attacks. Meitei community experienced some relief as attacks by Kuki militants have lessened. However, the Kuki militants acquired new weapons, planning to target women and children. Ingo further maintained that despite the government's assertion of a gradual decline in the crisis, villagers in vulnerable areas are still reeling under severe hardship and are seeking shelter in safer places at night.
Laman khumge hai angang jina adaina laman khumbai de nomai kapnaraga phunara chainaraga do laman khumdau natte hojiki kolomna khumba yabane haye nang mati sabado nang oiba matamda kanana hatkibane do nang boise surba matam nang asobo oidaga di thikatpadi am live phangane abungo nang wakhan nungai ta bakhangane aina sasle theme hayen ko na kari tor kodong haibadi khangde angangi wakhanne na ko hojik phodi adumaina theme thamjari leina ko ai nungai jadabadi spali ba sakha jina kungang chinya da leiba khoigi je senden posinje ayamba da moina loi ngapi ni hara thajin bire athi baw da moina karin te engine bi ba yawda baje si madu sacheng penja de ba ko ado khoi di amwaje ha bi khungang jinga da leibane ne ko mama da thabak su am phai ba ko thabak mu se am tan de ba angang ani si am phajana semja ye khanjaram ne ba adubu khangde isona chambiraga isa ani si semba ngamjaba pali ba saka sina mateng khara pangbiraga isa ani si da ni oi han pa
Kuki militants unleashed a fierce attack on the Meitei villages in Suknu and Tangjing Kunjao by ring bombs and bullets from Lailoifai, Dongyang and Laisha in Churchanpur district since September 7. The attack marked by heavy gunfire and explosions stretched till last night. State forces and local village volunteers also fiercely retaliated to the attack. In response to the attack, a combined security force conducted a search operation at Suknu today from 11 to 3 p.m. According to police, a joint security force led by Kakching SP Thokchom Bikramjit, 37 Assam Rifles and Suknu BSF conducted search operation at numerous households of Suknu. No arrest has been made during the operation as of now. Meanwhile, Secretary of Suknu Apunba Meira Paibi Ahibam Santoisana stressed that Kuki militants have been targeting Suknu with bombs. Despite initiating a search operation in Kuki militant areas, security forces have been conducting a combing operation in Suknu to apprehend village volunteers who are defending the villages. Santoisana expressed her disappointment, noting that the villagers are anxious and fearful of what the night may bring due to the ongoing combing operation.
State na housing pau lopom thokpa action amat talokhatana prajata sum taina ba haibase masi akoi tasengna khangpham khangdaba awaba ma oire akoi soidana Bangladesh tagi hena sathira pakhiba mama lakadabagi mami se akoi machi da kuki ga maitei ga khanabani hairaga housing na issue se pura nakan satra gi issue ma MLA singi issue ma minister gi issue ma resign tobagi drama mayam tawraga miyam gi protection pig the Busigi Natai Atopa the Sat Kipase, Akoi Prazana Yam Nuite, Tamo Yam Soi, and the Sigi Makata, Heck Nasigi Numita, Assume the Gay Sunuda, no way Maruma Heck Kappa Aba Duki Saptawa, Pakum State Force, Namadi, Lady Bus, Dike the Lodi Central Force na, Handraba Adugi, Apapatagi Dita, Punamase, State Force na, Akoi Kaksingi SP Namasana Dita, Lobiga Dabani Hive of Hamsa 800.
A combined security forces seized arms and ammunition from Vaikul Lok Nala area in Churachandpur district. According to police, a joint security force conducted search operation and seized 1 AK series Ghatak rifle, 3 improvised 5 mortar and 1 safety fuse of 2 meter. The seized items have been handed over to the concerned police station for further investigations. Indian Army conducted a week-long vocational course with an aim to enhance employment opportunities and provide practical skills crucial for any job among youths. According to a press release issued by the PRO of Ministry of Defence, Manipur, Nagaland and Southern Arunachal Pradesh, it is said that the total of 15 boys of 23 to 31 years of age of P. Molding and Santivan villages near Laimakong attended the course. During the course, an orientation training in vehicle repairs, diagnostic equipment, electrical works and welding were also imparted. Ministry of Health and Family Welfare has conferred National Quality Assurance Standard, in short NQAS, certification award to Community Health Center Wangoi. The assessment is a program of Ministry of Health and Family Welfare aiming to enhance the quality of health facility. CAC Wangoi is the first health center in Manipur who received the award. Remember that the health center has received Kalyakab Awards Cleanliness Competition from 2017 to 23 and also received the Eco-Friendly Award 2023 to 24. The National Highway 102B, also locally known as Guite Road, has become a critical lifeline for Kuki-Zo communities of Manipur, providing the only transport connectivity with other states and facilitating movement of students displaced from Imphal to competitive exams in Aizawl. However, parts of the road, particularly from Quingjing to Singjal, around 25 to 30 kilometers, have been deteriorated significantly due to the abandonment of construction efforts following the violence that began on May 3rd last year. The National Highway Infrastructure Development Corporation Limited (NHIDCL) has been overseeing the road construction since 2020 to 21. Despite their involvement, road conditions have worsened, impacting transportation of essential items and provisions. In response, the Guite Road Chiefs Association visited the affected areas to assess the situation. Pauken Kop Guite, secretary of the association, has asserted that while the BIPLS was initially responsible, their efforts were inadequate. Consequently, the M&Hayes company was requested to address the road conditions as an interim measure. According to Guite, the improvements made by M&S have been satisfactory and beneficial for the community. Now from the national news. The Indian government has approved a free health insurance coverage of up to 5 lakh rupees annually for all citizens aged 70 and above, regardless of income, under the Ayushman Bharat Pradhan Mantri Jan Arogya Yojana, that is ABPMJAY. This decision is expected to benefit around 6 crore senior citizens, covering approximately 4.5 crore families. The scheme will be implemented on a demand-based model with an initial allocation of 3,437 crore rupees, and a new distinct card will be issued to eligible seniors under ABPMJAY, providing them access to healthcare services. People currently enroll in schemes like Central Government Health Scheme or Employee State Insurance will have the option to switch to ABPMJAY. The initiative aims to provide much-needed healthcare security for the elderly and a significant expansion of the world's largest public health insurance program. Union Minister for Finance Nirmala Sitharaman has said that the government has been keen in promoting self-reliance of women, which paves the way for their dignified living and also empowers them towards achievement. Speaking after distributing sewing machines as a part of the welfare scheme at Coimbatore today, the minister said that more than 2 lakh women from Coimbatore have joined the Prime Minister Jeevan Jyoti Yojana scheme. The finance minister said that 60% of the women have started their own bank accounts in the country. Describing schemes like Jan Dhan Yojana, Jeevan Suraksha Atal Pension Yojana, Mudra and startup schemes, the minister said that the central government has been earnestly working for the betterment of all sections of people in the society. The finance minister described the futuristic approach of the government for development of the nation with regard to women and youth of the society. Now the sports news. In football, Manipur's DG English School has clinched junior boys title of the 63rd Subroto Cup International Football Tournament, defeating Meghalaya's Minkain Christian Higher Secondary School by 4-3 via a sudden death tiebreaker after both teams were tied 1-1 in a regulation time. The final match was played at the B.R. Ambedkar Stadium in New Delhi. It was the third time in history, first in 44 years, that the team from Manipur lifted the coveted trophy. Manipur took the lead in the first half after Namdingon Kamei's goal in the 32nd minute, but Bantli Bok Kongjo of Meghalaya equalized from the penalty spot in the 64th minute, just 6 minutes before the final whistle. In the sudden death tiebreaker, Meghalaya's keeper Wangli Malang dragged his spot kick wide, giving Manipur the prestigious title. Remember, Manipur played almost 20 minutes of the second half with only 10 men. And before we wrap up, let's take a quick look at the headlines once again. Manipur government lifts suspension of broadband services conditionally amid ongoing suspension of mobile data services. Nine-month pregnant woman fights for life after suffering severe suffocation from tear gas used by security forces during protests held last night. Kuki militants set ablaze primary health center and a house near police outpost in Jiribam's Borobekra subdivision. India bloc Manipur criticizes division of Hill and Valley on internet ban, demands immediate lifting of internet ban. Daily-based organizations demand apology from former DG of Assam Rifles over denial of Kuki militants using drone bombing and rocket. And Manipur team clinches historic victory after 44 years, winning junior boys title of 63rd Subrata Cup International Football Tournament for third time. Well, that's all we have today. Thank you for watching SKTV News, the first ever OTT platform in Manipur. Please visit SKTV website, that is skyic.in, to download SKTV app. You can now access Google Play Store to download the app for free. SKTV iOS app is now accessible on Apple App Store as well. For early access, use the QR code. Join us for real-time news updates, exclusive interviews and comprehensive analysis of current affairs in Manipur. Till then, have a good night.